Hey everybody, before we get to this what we got right and what we got wrong about Spider-Man No Way Home video, we have a Spider-Man trivia question for you. The question is, what is the name of the suit that Iron Man gave to Spider-Man? Let us know if you know that in the comments below, and if you get it right, you know how this works. We'll be sure to give you a like. Now let's get started. Well, you guys want to settle for my pipes today because I'm on vacation for a couple weeks with my family, so it'll just be my voice, but that will not stop us from talking about all the things that we got right about Spider-Man No Way Home and a lot of things that we were kind of off on Spider-Man No Way Home. It's been plenty of days between spoilers, so guess what? If you haven't seen the movie by now and you really don't want it to spoil it, you should hop off now, but we are going to be in spoiler territory because we're going to be talking about all the things that we had theorized throughout the year and what actually ended up coming true and coming to fruition in Spider-Man No Way Home. Let's start with those villains. I don't know about you guys, but Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin resurgence was absolutely amazing. Along with Alfred Molina, Jamie Foxx, and everyone else that showed back up, it was a fantastic reprisal of these roles. But we got something majorly wrong about these characters. They weren't exactly the variants that we were expecting. So earlier on, when we were theorizing about what kind of villains we were going to have, one of the main theories out there was these were not going to be seeing villains from the universes of Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. Well, we were actually wrong about that. Although Jamie Foxx's Electro was not blue, and there was some different looks in the Lizard and different looks of the Green Goblin and the age of Willem Dafoe, they were all actually in the universes of Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. Now, different points, obviously Alfred Molina posts the time of Willem Dafoe, and obviously Jamie Foxx transforming and looking different in the Tom Holland universe. They weren't variants at all. They're actually really just picked up from two main universes, those being Andrew Garfield's and Tobey Maguire. So I have to say, I gotta eat crow on this one. I kept hitting so hard that it's gotta be variants, and although there was variation, they definitely weren't major variants. Like there was no Electro coming from a universe where there was Tony Stark, all these things, because we really dug into the arc reactor. We dug into how Willem Dafoe couldn't possibly be alive with Alfred Molina's universe. So all that being said, wrong on that one, but we were glad to see the villains reprise their role. The second main theory that we had was actually that there would be a sixth member of the Sinister Six. A lot of people theorizing that it may be Venom or some other villain that was not seen on screen. The fact is, we didn't get another villain. I guess the Sinister Six was not the end goal here, nor do these villains really continue. So we had the Sinister Five. And that was a little bit surprising to me because I thought that's maybe what they were leaning with Venom. Maybe he would even be part of the Six and eventually join the other side. We weren't sure, but clearly that wasn't their ultimate plan. Another theory that we had is that the way that all of this was going to be finalized was that the spell had to be completed in order to fix the multiversal breaking that was taking place. And we were 100% right about that. Now, there's a little bit of nuance to the spell, and it was a lot more impactful the way that they made it, but it required them to actually have to finish the spell to undo all the craziness that was taking place in Tom Holland's universe. I feel really good about that one because that wasn't always the theory that was popularized around the internet. A lot of people had a lot of other ideas, but we kind of caught that right at the tail end, right before Spider-Man No Way Home, and I'm pretty proud that we got that one right. Obviously, the main thing out there is big thing that we were 50% on, but we were really leaning towards it. Probably they were in it. Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield were in Spider-Man No Way Home, and it was a massive hit. We had theorized and had leaks and had all these things. Now, they didn't exactly come in the way that I thought they would. I thought they would have a more formative role in this story. They actually did come in on that later half, but they were in the film. Also, they were not majorly, like, no Tobey Maguire dying, no, like, dramatic shifts in their storyline. We really picked up with those characters kind of where they left off, although Tobey Maguire was a little bit more refined. The response in the theater and the fans, the clapping and the cheering was just overwhelming. I remember seeing Andrew Garfield show up through that portal that was opening and just sitting there going like, I can't believe this is freaking real. I cannot believe this is freaking real. How could this be freaking real? And then when Tobey Maguire shows up, it was just really special. The theory that we had though was that at the end of this that there would be multiversal implications, and we are sort of right on this one. Although we thought it might require Tom Holland to end up in another universe and then Sonyverse would stay connected, that wasn't really the case. In fact, they undid most of the connections that had been made, so much so that Tom Hardy's Venom actually gets extracted from the Tom Holland universe, only leaving a slim bit of symbiote behind. But if you stay to the end credits of Spider-Man No Way Home, we got a massive Doctor Strange 2 trailer implying that the implications of what he did in Spider-Man No Way Home carry massive weight. Mondo's coming after him. He's going to require Wanda's help in its effort, and it's going to be an epic multiversal showdown, which we can't wait. The final thing, and quite frankly, I feel like I got more wrong than we did right. We got some things right. We did think Andrew Tobey were in there. We did think the spell needed to completely fix everything. We were kind of right about the storyline. We thought that it would be Tom Holland gathering up the villains and then being kind of persuaded by the villains to let them free, and then ultimately having to make the decision to do what he did. So we got the storyline right. But one thing that we also were off on was how many people would be breaking through the multiverse. I thought at some point we might have a lot of people breaking through. We even had like maybe Gwen, Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and everything else in between, and that just didn't happen. It feels like it would have made that way too grandiose, and they're already juggling quite a bit in this film, so I'm glad that they ultimately stayed away from that. All that being said, Spider-Man No Way Home was a 10 out of 10 experience for me. I think it's the best Spider-Man film. It arguably is the best MCU film. I think Endgame and Spider-Man No Way Home are right there in tandem with each other. An excellent, like, applauding climax to this Homecoming trilogy, and I cannot wait to see the future Tom Holland movies. Well, guys, thanks so much for watching. Let us know if you love Spider-Man No Way Home. Tell us what theories that you got right and what theories you got wrong in the comments below. We would love to hear them. And to answer that trivia question, what was the name of the suit that Iron Man gave to Spider-Man? And that is the Iron Spider. If you want to help us here at FilMonger, the best thing you could do is like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. It really does help us here, and we are trying to fulfill your movie hunger on the regular. Until next time, guys, we will see you later.